Hello and good afternoon from the United States of America. It's actually good evening. So it's our second podcast here on I Speak. I speak love, kindness, positivity, and hope. Of course, we are going to give a big round of applause for that, for being positive. So how are we going to stay positive in the midst of all of this chaos and misfortunes? Let the pandemic alone change our lives forever and for the rest of the world, especially I speak for India. The people of India are suffering, and of course for other countries too that don't have access to vaccines and all kinds of medicines and medical equipment. My heart goes out to all of you, to all of the families that have been affected. And what about the people that have cancer? What about I speak for my sister who's going through chemotherapy in her third chemotherapy, and sometimes she doesn't have anybody to go with her. Sometimes there's a lot of restrictions going on, and they have to have documents from the doctor, and sometimes these people don't have access to money, my relatives, and blah blah blah. There's so much that I cannot put it in words. My heart breaks for my sister and for other people that are going through cancers and chemotherapy, and let alone this pandemic. It's just too much, right? And how are we going to stay positive in the midst of it all? The only thing we can do is really breathe. That's all I can. And drink lots of water. When you feel unhappy, drink lots of water. And don't let anybody control your emotions. Don't let anybody... today I'm kind of upset because I wanted to go to a game, but someone's stopping me. It's not that I can't. I just don't want trouble. I just don't want chaos. I just don't want negative vibes, negative energy, because I want to enjoy my weekend. But one of my students' mom, has been diagnosed with cancer, and I want to support this. I want to support the team, and tonight, it just didn't work for me. So I'm a little bit sad about that, but I am not going to let this situation ruin my positive attitude and my positive. I'm just gonna let it go. It is very, very hard to let go of something that we wanted to do and we can't do, and we don't have control about a lot of things, right? And we don't get our way sometimes. We don't get everything we want. Am I right or am I right? So, I'm trying to have a good positive attitude right now, and just to take a deep breath, drink lots of water, and maybe have some coffee. Because coffee and chocolates and maybe champagne too, right, solves a lot of things. But with the alcohol thing, I think you have to just maybe a sip or two. Don't drive, don't go out of the house, because to be honest with you, there was an unnecessary trip that I made last weekend. It ruined my weekend because I hit another car's. It was an accident. Okay, so I'm dealing with the insurance company and stuff like that, and sometimes things get to be so stressful. And how do I handle that? How did I handle these things? On top, there's deal with one thing at a time. Focus on one thing at a time and get it out of the way. Okay, so when I'm teaching, when the students for first period send me something that needs to be graded, I just click, done. out of the way. And this year, 2021, I have adopted a really good positive habit that I'm so proud of myself, is just not procrastinating anymore. Just getting things done. Get her done. All right. Getting things done is my, yeah, I feel so accomplished, and like I've done studying, and I just feel so good when even in the most difficult times. So sometimes this is my personal growth, and I'm studying, okay, and it's about finance, and it's so difficult when I'm fronted with spreadsheets and figures and millions of dollars and figures and percentage and all that stuff. It's just like when my brain stops processing, I have to get up and walk around and maybe do some stretching and drink water or coffee or eat some walnuts and stuff like that, and just take a deep breath and go back. I just like, but the answer to this is pause. Take a pause and take a deep breath. That's it. That's a really cool thing to do, and it works. I've done it, okay? And it's like procrastination is the worst thing that you can develop. Procrastinating things that needs to be done makes you worry because you're missing a lot, and makes you overwhelmed. And this is what I have learned. I actually learned it from my students who are not doing their work on time, and they just piled up. And one example is not just my students, but my own children. I have not shared it with you because this is just a second episode of our I Speak podcast. And yeah, I'm telling everyone all over the world right now who can listen to me here on our podcast, I have 3 beautiful miracles, 3 beautiful children, and we have to give them a round of applause for growing up beautifully. Yay! I'm so proud of my children, and they're just such an inspiration in my life that they're just a joy. They give me so much joy that I cannot even put it in words. I can't explain the feeling of being a mom. Being their mother is like the best thing in the world. And when they were growing up, I was just chasing them with cameras. Like I would just, like they would cover their faces like, no more, because they're so cute and so inspiring. They're just like, oh my gosh, tiny beings, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Everything that they do to me is beautiful, even when they go to the bathroom. Of course. Okay, that makes them more human. Okay, round of applause for that. Yeah, we can talk about parenting, positive reinforcement, and nurturing. I'm gonna say yes, I'm such a nurturer, and even with my students, I love them like my own kids, and I want to be part of their lives as an inspiration, motivation, because I don't know their home life. I just want to give them a smile on their face. And like they do think of me as I'm funny, I'm hilarious. Okay, let me be the clown. If I'm that, they will remember me as the clown in their lives. Let me be that, as long as they learn something, and to be able to be part of this young people's lives in the midst of chaos. And I asked, actually one time we had a heart-to-heart talk meeting, and I was like, what is really stopping, or what's the most difficult what's the struggle that you guys are going through? What is the, and some would say, the mask alone bothers me so much. And I know how that feels. And, they just, why you guys lost motivation? It's just because their life is halted. It's not normal. It's not like they used to be. Like they go to their sports, they can play, they can socialize with their friends, families, and they need a lot of moral support. And not I've learned that to be able to have a positive impact, I have to talk each of them individually, like, how are you feeling? Where are you in your studies? What is your goal? Are you reaching your goal? What is the most important to you right now? So that type thing, okay? And it's I think the most wonderful thing that I have done in my life is not just raise my children, but being a positive influence to my students and also to the community. Everywhere I go, I try to, because now I can't put a big smile on my face and just my eyes. I strike a conversation. I always like say hi, how you doing? And I just find ways to when I go to, when I go to the store and I go to shop something, I'll pick up something and I'll just strike a conversation even with all kinds of people. And it's just, it fascinates me, the response. One time I went, actually it was yesterday, I think. I went to the store, and then this girl was like, this woman had a really nice boots, and I was like, oh my gosh, I give her a compliment. I said, wow, that boot is so unique, it's so nice, I like your boots. And she's like, oh, I got this blah blah blah, I got this from North Carolina, I think she was from. I said, oh, you're from there, are you just visiting? And she's like, oh, my dad is in trouble, but she's has a positive energy in her. And I was like, she was carrying this like a pouch or something that's velvet or something. It was so cute, and I was like, wow, that is really cute. She's like, do you want this? I was like, I don't know what to do with this. She was just picking it because it's so cute. She thought she could put her jewelry in it. I said, you know what? That is actually I had a sunglass on. I said, I put my sunglass in it. And she's like, oh my gosh, it fits so good. It's like, yeah, you take it and pay it. It's like, no, I don't want to take your stuff. You found it. She's like, no, I would love to hand it to you. You pay it. You take it because it makes me feel good. Oh my gosh. And I feel good because my sunglass that it's the first time I bought that is, it's signature, but yeah, it could use the case. And I took it and I feel so thankful and grateful. I told her, oh, I so appreciate your kindness. And that simple thing that she did, I could never forget it. I mean, she just handed it to me like, here, take it, from that was so nice, and I feel so grateful. So things like that, we can really make a big impact. The simple things that we do that's out of our heart, that's kind and nice and wonderful for others, and it's living for others, living the moment. That's all we can do to stay positive and stay cool, right? I speak gentleness, I speak love, kindness, positivity here on our podcast. Thank you so much. It's our second episode and I'm having so much fun. I can just talk and talk for hours with you guys. I'm gonna be like setting up our website and all that other technical stuff, but I feel so accomplished that I wanna share with you on how to stay positive in the midst of all the negative stuff that happens in our lives. Just take a deep breath, drink some water, eat some good food. Have some pizza. It's a Friday. Oh my gosh, don't limit yourself. As long as it's in moderation, you can have everything you want, but you cannot get all what you want, but don't worry about it. All right. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me and staying positive. I speak love, kindness, and positivity, and we should give a round of applause because we are empowered. All right, I speak for all of you. I will speak again tomorrow. And I'm super excited where we can just, speak our minds and feel great about